The Texas Democrat announced in June that she had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and was undergoing treatment. Rep. Sheila Jackson Lee, D. Texas, has died at the age of 74 after a battle with cancer, her family announced on Friday. Today, with incredible grief for our loss, yet deep gratitude for the life she shared with us, we announced the passing of United States Representative Sheila Jackson Lee of the 18th Congressional District of Texas, her family said in a statement. A local, national, and international humanitarian, she was acknowledged worldwide for her courageous fights for racial justice, criminal justice, and human rights, with a special emphasis on women and children, the statement said. Jackson Lee announced in June that she had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and was undergoing treatment. The longtime congresswoman served in the House since 1995 and leaves a legacy of pushing for legislation related to civil rights. This is America's holiday. And America's holiday is not just for Black people, Jackson Lee said of Juneteenth in a 2023 MSNBC interview. It is about freedom and it is about democracy. The Texas Democrat introduced legislation for the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act, which President Joe Biden signed in 2022. Jackson Lee was born in Queens, New York. A graduate of Yale University and the University of Virginia Law School, she worked as a lawyer in private practice and as a staff counsel for the House Select Committee on Assassinations. She went on to serve in Houston's government as a member of the City Council and municipal judge before being elected to Congress, where she sat on the Judiciary, Homeland Security, and Budget committees. Jackson Lee ran for Houston mayor in 2023, but ultimately lost in a runoff to state sen. John Whitmire. She was later re-elected to her House seat. Congressional colleagues and political figures from both sides of the aisle remembered Jackson Lee and her commitment to her constituents. Texas Gov. Greg Abbott, a Republican, said in a post that Jackson Lee was a proud Texan and a tireless advocate for the people of Houston. Her legacy of public service and dedication to Texas will live on, he said. Ted Cruz, our Texas, said he was deeply saddened by the death of his friend and colleague. I will always cherish our friendship, the laughs we shared throughout the years, Cruz said. Former Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner, whom she ran to succeed last year, wrote that Jackson Lee's work on the ground, as well as her uncanny ability to be everywhere, working every day for those who needed a champion, made her truly exceptional. Congresswoman Jackson Lee was a patriot and a fighter to the very end. Words cannot express the sense of loss our caucus feels for our beloved friend. She will be deeply missed by all who knew her. Congressional Black Caucus Chairman Stephen Horsford and members of the Congressional Black Caucus said in a statement following her death. Jackson Lee's tenure in Congress was not without controversy. Her ties to Enron, her district, included the corporation's headquarters, and it was a major contributor to her early congressional campaigns. The New York Times reported were scrutinized in the aftermath of the company's failure in the early 2000s, though she denied taking it easy on the company. And in 2019, she resigned as chairwoman of the nonprofit Congressional Black Caucus Foundation and stepped down from a House Judiciary Subcommittee chairmanship after a lawsuit that alleged she fired a staffer who reported sexual assault by a supervisor at the foundation. At the time, Jackson Lee declined to discuss specific details about internal personnel matters, but otherwise denied the allegations, and the lawsuit was ultimately dismissed by a federal judge in February 2020. Last year, Lee sought the Houston mayorship, earning endorsements from former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, former President Bill Clinton, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo. She lost in a runoff to Texas State Sen. John Whitmire, a fellow Democrat. Following that loss, Jackson Lee filed to seek a 16th term in Congress, and in March, she won a competitive Democratic primary over former Houston City Council member Amanda Edwards, a former intern. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries said in a statement that House Democrats and the city of Houston mourn a giant, remembering the Congresswoman as an accomplished legislator, passionate public servant, loving mentor, and wonderful friend to so many of us in the Congressional Black Caucus and House Democratic Caucus family. I am grateful for her fearless advocacy, fierce determination, formidable service, and legacy of leadership, Jeffries said. Calling her death a tremendous loss, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer wrote on X that the Congresswoman fought so hard throughout her life to make our country a better place for all. On CNN's Laura Coates Live, fellow Texas Rep. Al Green remembered Jackson Lee as someone in Congress that was always working to bring about a just resolution to any problem, adding that she helped him become a better congressman. In Congress, she developed a reputation for grabbing a seat close to the entranceway in the House chamber for the president's annual State of the Union address so she could engage with the commander-in-chief. It wasn't for the photo opportunity, she insisted to the Huffington Post in 2016. It was also an opportunity to quickly conduct business with presidents. As to why she was able to gain regular access to such a prized perch, she said, "Because of so many good friends, I am welcomed in that seat." Jackson Lee's family said that funeral arrangements for the Congresswoman are pending. She will be dearly missed, but her legacy will continue to inspire all who believe in freedom, justice, and democracy, her family's statement concluded. God bless you, Congresswoman, and God bless the United States of America. She is survived by her husband, 2 children, and 2 grandchildren.